midst of the biggest pressure of my life, of the foggiest place of my life, a place where people have betrayed me, where they've lied about me, and I have no clue where we're going. I seem to be in a place of confusion, and you're telling how Jesus, and he follows it up with this. It's almost like because you believed in God. Now, he doesn't call God God very often in the New Testament. Jesus, most often, I think 142 times that he refers to God, he doesn't call him God, he calls him Father. And really what he calls him is Abba, Papa, my daddy, the one that I look just like. He doesn't say you believe in Father, he says you believe in God. What does that? Why did he say that? He was talking to Jewish men. We need to understand something about the culture of Jewish men at that time. All these men had passed the age of 12, where they had gone through their bar mitzvah. At their bar mitzvah, they got to quote the first 5 books of the Old Testament. Quote them. Can you imagine quoting Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers? You have to quote that before a council. Believe that? Is that crazy? What do you say? I'm saying they know their heritage. They know God as Jehovah, fire-breathing, the one that stays upon Mount Sinai, that you can't come nigh up to, because if you touch even the bottom of the Mount Sinai, as we learn, you die. A God of war, they knew him as. Right? He said through his prophet in the Old Testament, my right hand and my holy arm hath gotten me the victory. And they knew him as a great, that he was so holy, but he was untouchable. They would not even dare call his name. They would not call his name. They wouldn't say Jehovah or Elohim, or they didn't call him by that. They called him by a title. And Jesus uses the same title they do. He says, you believe in God. You believe in the one who created all things. You believe in the one that spoke to Moses and Abraham and by the prophets. You believe in the one who delivered. You believe in God. And he follows it up with this. I love it. Believe also in me.
Yeah.
Why did he say that? He says this. Remember, it's in the middle of denial, betrayal, and murky, dark pressure that he says, let not your hearts be troubled. Now, you believe in God, but really what I want you to do, believe also in me. Why did he say that? Because the me that he was talking, he gave them a picture of the true heart of the God that they were afraid of. God.
Yeah.
You believe in the untouchable God, believe also in the touchable God. Because I am Emmanuel, God with us. I am the perfect picture of the heart of the Father. The picture they had believed all their lives was a protector, a God of war, a provider, but certainly not a God of intimacy. Certainly not a God that can be touched. Certainly not a God whose heart was so full of compassion that he gave his only begotten Son, that if you would just believe in him, you could not perish, but have life everlasting, life aeonius, life unto the ages. One simple scripture, one simple phrase out of his mouth in the midst of the hardest place of their life could have brought the most peace ever. He is saying to them, you believe in that God, I want you to believe in me. I want you to believe in me. Not that the God you believe in is not there. He is, but he looks just like this. He will go on, as I've already read, in the same scripture. Because remember, Thomas said, wait a minute, when did we see the Father? Now Jesus refers to him as Father the rest of the passage. He doesn't say God one more time. It's Father. Father, 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 Father. Because now they're looking in the eyes of Father. They don't know it, but they're looking in eyes of Father. When they saw Jesus raise Lazarus from the dead, they can feel the palpitations of the heart of Father. When Jesus lays his hand on blind Bartimaeus and takes his hand off, and Bartimaeus stumbles back because for the first time he cried out, Jesus, thou son of David, have mercy. They see the heart of the Father is really that Jesus is moved with compassion. You mean God's not mad at us anymore? You mean God's not ticked off because, we're in rolling occupation? You mean God's not here to destroy? No, I am the heart of God. Jesus It's not a picture of God. Jesus is God. Jesus was and is perfect theology. If you want to see God, if you want to see His heart, all you have to do is take a look at Jesus. And that's what He told His disciples that day. You believe in God. I really want you to believe also in me. You've seen me move with compassion. You've seen me when the thousands gathered together. And they came to Him and said, Jesus, they're hungry. They came to hear a word from you. They're starving to death. What, should we just send them home? We don't want them to die. I mean, my gosh, that could create such problems. Jesus said, well, what do we have? I love that Jesus says, what do we have? This is not the message. This is a tangent. Marie, here's your tangent for the day. What you God always likes to work with what you have, not what can you go get. Mm-hmm. You know, he told Moses one day, Moses, what do you have? Moses said, I got this rod. That'll work. I'll use it. I got a part of Red Sea. What do you have? I got a staff in my hand. That'll work. Stick it out across there. You do the part you can do and trust God will do the part that only God can do. What do you have? I've got some fishes and some loaves. Jesus said, that'll work. Bring it to me. He didn't say, you better hurry up and go fishing. My God, Peter, you're a fisherman. Go look it up. You're going to make me look bad, Peter. No. Bring it to me. He takes it, He blesses it, He breaks it, and He gives it. It's also the order of breaking bread. Blesses. He takes it, blesses it, breaks it, gives it. Here's your little side note. I'm going to pin this one. If you ever want to be used in God's kingdom, you can guarantee yourself at some point in your life, He'll take you, He'll bless you, He will break you, and then He'll use you. Yeah. Right in the middle of denial, betrayal, on the verge of crucifixion, getting ready to head to a place of unbelievable, unmatched pressure. Olive press. Jesus was the olive, and the oil that would be pressed out of Him in that garden. Really, the battle for your soul was really not won at the cross. It was finished at the cross, but it was won in the garden when Jesus sacrificed His own will to the will of His Father. That sounds almost so radical, but it's true. He goes down in that garden and says, if there be any way possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not my will, yours. His sweat became as great drops of blood, type of the old priesthood, the old Levitical priesthood, being transformed by one man into the Melchizedek priesthood. Let's leave it up there. Chew it. That was the changing of the guards from old priesthood to new priesthood. Now we have a high priest after the order of Melchizedek, whoever liveth to make intercession. He's not sitting at the right hand of Daddy David. Please forgive him. No, his blood speaks. Yeah. Remember when he got to, he said, righteous, the blood of righteous Abel cries to me from the ground. It does. But the blood of righteous Jesus cries to him from a throne. Yeah. He put His holy blood on a throne. They call it a mercy seat, and it's been there, and it's still efficacious as it was the day that He gave it. It's still as powerful as it was the day that He gave it. It's still as real, as new, as fresh as it was the day He gave it. There's not one thing you can do about it. Right. There's not one thing hell can do about it. Yeah. Let not your heart. I looked up, definitions. I'm a words guy. Anything wrong with that? Hope not. Your heart. I broke it down. Let not in the Greek means let not. Yeah, look it up. If you look up let not in the Greek, it literally means do not let. Well, I got that one. You got that one, Vern? Let's move to the next one. Let not your heart in the Greek, 2588, cardia, heart, the affective center of your being. The capacity of moral preference, the volitional desire, choice, the desire producer, the thing that makes us tick. Heart is mentioned over 800 times in Scripture, but never refers to the literal physical pump that drives the blood. Heart is only used figuratively, both in the Old Testament and the New Testament. Let not the center of your being be troubled. What is it that keeps you awake? I've experienced this. What is it? What thought is it that creeps into your mind in the wee hours of the morning just as you're waking up that disallows you from going back to sleep?